John McLaughlin has always been more than a guitarist. He is a pioneer. From his fiery days with the Mahavishnu Orchestra to his spiritual collaborations with Indian musicians, McLaughlin pushed the guitar into unexplored territory. Fans often wondered what guitar gave him the power to play such lightning-fast lines while keeping deep emotion alive. For many years, people associated him with Fender Stratocasters, Gibson Les Pauls, and other classic models. Yet today, McLaughlin openly admits that he has chosen PRS guitars as his main weapon. Why did he make this shift? To understand it, we must look at his musical journey, his search for sound, and the one live performance that he still calls very special. Like many greats of the 60s, McLaughlin first picked up a Stratocaster. It was the guitar of choice for players chasing clarity, speed, and tone flexibility. He loved the sharpness of the Strat, its ability to cut through a band mix, and the comfort of its body shape. But as his music became more complex, mixing Indian rhythms with jazz and rock, he began to feel limited. The Strat's thin sound sometimes lacked the depth he wanted for certain passages. McLaughlin started searching for a guitar that could carry both his aggressive attack and his softer, spiritual side. This search would eventually lead him to PRS. When McLaughlin first tried a PRS guitar, he immediately felt something different. Paul Reed Smith's Craftsmanship offered a balance of warmth and clarity that McLaughlin had never experienced before. Unlike the Strat, the PRS had a thicker, more resonant tone without sacrificing brightness. It could scream when he wanted intensity and whisper when he needed subtlety. It felt alive, McLaughlin once said. The playability, the smooth neck, the flawless frets gave him freedom to express ideas without fighting the instrument. For a man who built his life on improvisation, this freedom meant everything. To McLaughlin, PRS guitars weren't just instruments, they were extensions of his soul. The design allowed him to cross musical borders without worrying about tone limitations. One night he could play furious jazz rock, the next, meditative Indian ragas. The PRS held both worlds together. It's not just the sound, he explained. It's the feeling that the guitar is breathing with you. This connection reminded him of his philosophy that music is a conversation between the heart and the universe. PRS became the bridge that allowed him to speak that language clearly. McLaughlin never insulted the Fender Stratocaster. It shaped his early career, and he still respects its role in guitar history. But he admitted that for his own music, the Strat sometimes left him struggling. He needed more sustain for long, bending phrases. He wanted warmth without losing speed. In fusion music, where every note competes with drums, bass, and keyboards, his guitar had to rise above the storm, yet remain soulful. The Strat's sound often broke apart under this pressure. PRS solved those problems and gave him consistency night after night. Among all the concerts in his long career, McLaughlin recalls one PRS performance as unforgettable. It was a night in Europe where his band locked into a rhythm so deep that the audience felt carried away. McLaughlin's PRS responded perfectly, singing through every dynamic shift. It was like the guitar knew what I wanted before I touched the strings, he remembered. The crowd roared as his solos danced between fire and tenderness. For him, that night proved the power of having the right instrument in his hands. He still calls it a very special moment. McLaughlin believes a guitar should not just make notes, it should speak. With PRS, he felt he had found a true voice. Unlike the Strat, which sometimes sounded too thin for his style, the PRS delivered richness, almost like a human voice carrying emotions. In that very special performance, his guitar cried, laughed, and whispered with the audience. The connection wasn't only technical, it was spiritual. PRS allowed him to merge his love for Western jazz with his passion for Eastern music. Another reason McLaughlin values PRS guitars is his respect for Paul Reed Smith himself. McLaughlin met him and realized this was not a businessman, but a true artist of wood and sound. Paul's obsession with detail, his quest for the perfect tone, matched McLaughlin's own search in music. This bond deepened McLaughlin's loyalty. "I play PRS because Paul builds them with the same love I put into my music," he once shared. That sense of partnership made every performance feel personal. For younger guitarists, McLaughlin's choice carries an important lesson. The best guitar is not always the most famous one, but the one that speaks to you. Many players dream of owning a Strat because of legends like Hendrix or Clapton, but McLaughlin's journey shows that music is about individuality. He outgrew the Strat because his sound demanded more, and by embracing PRS, he stayed true to his identity. His story proves that a guitar is not just about tradition, it's about personal discovery. Today, when fans see McLaughlin holding a PRS, they see more than wood, strings, and electronics. They see a lifetime of searching for sound, a story of passion and truth. His choice to favor PRS over the Strat was not rejection, but evolution, and his memory of that very special live night reminds us that when artist and instrument become one, magic happens. McLaughlin's legacy is not just about notes played, it's about the courage to follow your sound wherever it leads. And for him, that path now belongs to PRS.